Daystar. Located in the small village of Namalemba, Uganda, this organization shines as a light amidst the dark for one of the most vulnerable communities in Africa. Comprised of a church, a clinic, and a school, Daystar has single-handedly brought hope back into this town, once plagued by poverty and despair. And who do we owe this all to?
My name is Irene Ganiriza. I started Daystar.
Bino biriwo saawa eno Daystar yakulankulanya ekyalo kyali kiri lwansi.
After putting up the school in this village, Namalemba, now it's on the map. Everybody's talking about Daystar, and what we are doing is all about Daystar.
Kwegamba kukusinziira ku mukwano gwe tulina nabo n'ekyampaliriza okwidde okusabira gano y'emikwano gyaife ye maama waife.
Nzira ku mwasirizi yena nasobola kumunamba okwemerera kano kona nemerere olwa maama wange oyo.
Of course, on some days it's quite overwhelming, but the best thing you can do is to pass on this kindness, this kind of love to someone else.
Dr. Irene started Daystar in 2017 as a ministry that traveled around Uganda preaching the Word of God. Through these early years of community involvement, Irene realized that to truly experience Christ's love, those living in poverty need more than just prayers. They needed help. And so, in 2020, with the support of donors, she bought and developed 3 acres of land into the Daystar community we see today. Yet, the path that led Dr. Irene to create such a beacon of hope was not always one paved with light.
My father died when I was 11. After dad dies, we remain with mom. After just 2 years, she also died. I go to this orphanage. I find my fellow orphans. That's when a team of about 11 volunteers came from the US. That morning, I would greet, "Hi, how are you? You just know me as Irene, but I actually want to be a doctor. And trust me, I'll be one of the best doctors in Uganda if I get an opportunity to go to school. If anyone just helps me to..." I started marketing myself. Among the people that I spoke to, I talked to Rachel.
Somehow we started just talking about our stories, and I just started to realize you and I are so similar, and the opportunities that are laid before us are so different.
We talk, and at one point we sit. She takes notes about my story.
I think I was just really inspired by her heart and her selflessness and her determination. And the kids loved her. She was kind of like everyone's auntie or big sister.
She was like, "No, Irene, you have to go to school. You have to become a doctor." I'm like, "Really?" She says, "Yes."
It just seemed so terrible to me that if there was a way that she could go to school, that she wouldn't be able to. As we became friends, it felt like the natural thing to do was to see if I could help her go to school.
So I get the admission from the school. I tell her the amount of money I need. She sends the money. I started the medical course. For the 3 years, she was faithful in paying my school.
She never asked for money or anything, but I started to see you and I are so similar, and the opportunities that are laid before us are so different. I was reading back through some of my journals at that time, and I had written, who knows, this might be the most significant thing that I ever do. I don't know, I kind of stand by that.
It was really exciting. I just believe there are so many other orphans who can become doctors, engineers, who can have their lives turned around if at all they get someone out there to help them out.
My name is Jared Mwesgwa. I am 14 years old.
That boy, everyone had told me to chase him away from this place.
Naliyo nali nga ekyalo kye ndiko kuliko abavubuka bembeera nabo ne banteekamu emize ne bagamba ebyokusoma tubiveeko ebitamiiza byonna nga babikozesa kati ne bankwatako ne tuvaayo ne ku kyalo ne tugenda emagamaga ne tubeera eyo nga betandise okukola byakunywa.
He has a father and a mother, but they had given up.
Abaali bayagala kubabba bintu byabwe ababooda webakusanga ng'olina emmotoka nga bagikuba amayinja.
He one day even stole an egg, and I told him, you know what? If you want to eat an egg, ask for it and I'll give it to you.
Anti okwagala okuva mu kikoosi ky'abatasoma ate ye yasoma nga ndaba nga ye obulamu bwakyuka naye ate nga obwanga bufa.
He has now learned to be patient. He is serving in church.
Oyagala kubeera ki bw'okula?
Njagala kubeera dokita anti ndabira ku mami wange naye musawo byakola nange bye njagala nkole.
Maybe if I'd not met people who were hurting, I wouldn't have discovered that maybe I have a calling.
Namwagala ku iddwaliro awo nga singa kwenda musawo Irene okusinga balekuye bankola bingi lwe mbidukira tyetaagana kujja ku iddwaliro lyeiwe nga bakutoolaku wagula omo wagula jiiki kale ng'ate eze nakukulabira kwe bakulabirira era lwamala okuzaala bajja bandetera ku kyayi omusu awira kunisumbusa kuba tyalina kasente.
Bye. Watalida? Hi, bye.
The first time I met her, I was very happy. She was very, very good woman.
She was vomiting and feeling weak, and right now she feels much better. You can even see the face has lightened up. She can even smile a bit. So the clinic serves people that are able to pay and those that are not able. What patients give currently is not enough to cover like the wages and the drugs, and it is basically the external donors that are helping.
Nawulira ku mami waffe nga yatugamba ati gyebalye aba TFI.
I can't thank TFI enough because what you're seeing right here now, it has taken like other organizations 5-10 years to achieve, and Daystar is achieving it in 1-2 years.
Seeing her becoming who she is now and like having the impact that she's had, I think we'll always consider that to be like one of the great blessings of my life.
Mpuliranga emyaka gye nalina gye emabega gyalimu ebizibu bingi naye kati zino emyaka zentuusemu ne ntegeera kye baŋŋamba.
Kwegamba nga niga abalwisi nga azira kyakoze bamukuba kubanga ere baafaayo nga omwana ow'ekyokuna yena leeta wano nga tayidina kuwandiika Luganda.
What does it have? It contains carbon dioxide. It contains carbon dioxide.
Lwaki balina okumuwa anti kuba butimpagaano n'atugemyeko omukono n'atuyamba ife. Kale we balina okuwa oyo atuyambe ife kuba tuzira muganirizi yena yena asobola akola ki asobola kutuyamba.
There is a time when I felt maybe dying and going where my mother and father is better than suffering on this world. And you know what? It is okay to fall, but it is wrong to stay down.